information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phones. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Let's go!
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things E-mini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, 19th day of December 2017. My, how the year's flown by. Okay, if you are returning, welcome back. If you're here for the first time, a special welcome to you. If you can't see the chart I have up of the S&P 500, go to our homepage at cfrn.net. On the right-hand side of the page, click the big microphone, follow the instructions. You'll be registered through the end of the month, which gives you one-click access to the show. That includes the charts and the chat box. The other option is youtube.com/CFRN/live. Bookmark that page and you'll have one-click access every day to both charts and a chat box. All right? I'm going to move quickly today. A little hitch in the getting rolling. But I know Michael, or at least I think Michael, has a webinar this afternoon. So let's get him in here real quick to give us a recap of everything that happened today in the live training room. And then I'll come back and we'll go through the numbers and talk to John and do all the stuff we normally do. So Michael, if you are ready.
Okay, I am ready. I will bring it over. And here we go.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Let me mute my end, and I'll be here when you're done.
Okay.
And by the way, I changed the green to yellow.
I saw that.
Okay.
I saw that.
But there's still those up. There's still some green ones at the top. I'll take care of those too.
Okay.
And then we
I had
add the others.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Then I'll have to, make a phone call, and we'll add the others. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The others.
Okay.
Well, since it's the 15th,
Yep.
we're updated to the 15th right now.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
brother. It's all yours.
All right. Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 19th day of December 2017. We have only 6 business days left in the year, I believe. I'm not even sure if next Friday counts, but we'll have to check that out. Anyway, if you've not taken a free trial with us, go to the homepage here at cfrn.net, where it says sign up for the CFRN Live Training Room, 100% free trial, user indicators on our strategy. Click here. And when you click that, you'll be brought to this page, where all we ask for is your email, your first name, and how you found us. You click on that submit button, and you will be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click the confirmation link, you do not get a free trial, because we don't know you took the free trial until you click that link. All right? So you got to get on that. Now, recap. We had a yellow day today. I haven't made it yellow yet because it's just easier to see when it's green. But today we only made 2 ticks in the euro and 2 ticks in crude. That put us at 32.50 on the morning, and we only took 4 trades this morning. Okay, so of the 4 trades, we had 2 break-evens and 2 where we got 2 ticks. That puts us at 17.33 over 13 days, averaging 133 per day. Okay. Now, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, of course, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. On the year now, we're at 32,602. That's over 237 days, averaging $137 per day. $137 per day. Okay. So now we'll go through what did or didn't happen in the room this morning. On gold, we don't have a single trade. We didn't have a single trade, and there was only one that we missed right here, and I really didn't like it because of the way that the slingshot was looking at the time. But we missed it anyway. It had already gone 4 ticks into profit by the time I saw it. And that could have gotten us our goal for the day. Had we gotten into it, it could have gotten us our goal for the day. But that was the only opportunity today in gold. It was just one trade opportunity in gold. Okay, in the euro. Hang on. Here we go. In the euro, we had a couple that I missed. One was early on, right here. There was a shorting opportunity right there that I missed. And then a long right there that I missed. A short right there that I missed. Now, this one did not go 8 ticks into the risk. So that would have worked out if you'd have stuck it out. And this one would have been a break even. Right here is where we got our +2. This one went 4 ticks into profit. And then during the break, it did nothing. Okay. Crude oil. We had a break even right there. And +2 right there. There really wasn't an opportunity today in crude. The markets were just really quiet and flat. I'll look at something in a minute here with you, just to see what the volume was like. But the Russell, we had one break even right here. Then we missed this one, and then it flattened out. And the ES was in and out of a zone pretty much all morning. That's why you don't see any marks at all on the Russell here. If the ES did break down below the zone, there would have been a short right there. And another one right here, and another one right there. Okay, and that would have been it on the Russell. Now the ES, it did in fact break down below the zone, but you can see that it started right here at 9:45, and it was in and out of the zone all the way through the whole session this morning. The whole session. Really tight range there on the ES. Now the thing that I wanted to look at, I mean, we can look at it on all the markets, but let's start with this one. Go to a 4-hour chart and throw volume down here at the bottom. Okay, Now you see in the 4-hour chart, day over day. I'm going to go to a daily chart. Okay. So this is what yesterday was like. This was the day before yesterday. So right now we're equal to what the day before yesterday was, pretty much. All right. And we did roll this contract recently. So, if we look at that on other ones that we haven't rolled recently, like gold. I'm going to pop this back to the 4-tick range and take that volume off of there. But yeah, everything else we've rolled fairly recently. Okay, you see how the volume is starting to drop off here? That is probably the start of the holiday trading stuff. But we're going to be there. Well, we won't be there Friday this week, but we're going to be there the rest of the week, doing our thing and just taking the trade setups that come. Okay. All right. So with that, we'll go back here and today was a yellow day. All right, we made 2 ticks in euro and 2 ticks in crude. That's 32.50 gross. All right, a yellow day means we did not get our goal for the day, but we were profitable on the day. All right, we took a total of 4 trade setups. So on the month, we're at 1733. That's over 13 days, averaging 133 per day. On the year now, 32,602. That's over 237 days, averaging 137 per day. Now that is 1 contract, 2 hours per day. All right, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you can read all the CFTC risk disclosure stuff down at the bottom. Back here, if you have not taken a free trial with us, Joan, hi Dwayne, just logged in. Okay. Joan, he probably hasn't made the link yet. He'll send it to you before the meeting this afternoon. Okay.
I will indeed.
And if you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the homepage here where it says sign up for the CFRN Live Training Room, 100% free trial, user indicators on our strategy. Click here. When you click there, you will be sent here to this page where we ask for your email, your first name, and how you found us. Hit the submit button, and you hit that submit button and you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on that confirmation link. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, Bob Z. Okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow instead of today, because I screwed up today and in the trial people weren't in there like they should have been today. No, I had the times off, and so nobody got the links from Citrix this morning. Okay. All that said, if you click the submit button, you're going to be sent a confirmation link, and you must click on that confirmation link. That's when we know you took the trial. Okay? All right. Yes, I will. And that is going to be it for today, guys. We're going to wrap it up, and I will send it back out to Studio A overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Dwayne, if you are available to take the charts back. I am here to give it back.
I am.
Excellent.
I was trying to get that scheduled for Joan real quick, just so she has it and I don't forget it. And just 1 second and I'll be done. Say something clever.
I will bring up an incognito window.
Oh, yeah.
Google that.
Just for us at the moment. Until I decide how I want to go. Okay, so that's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern.
Well, there are 2 things.
Okay, December 19th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Got it.
And when is that auction this week?
right now, an hour from now, tomorrow. It's always ongoing.
Okay.
So, yeah, I want to get that end of. Okie doke. Joan, I got your link put together for you, 4 p.m. this afternoon Eastern. And I just hit send, so you'll have it in a moment. And we are good to go. All right, let me get the charts.
Okay.
Okay, step 1. And step 2. See the charts?
Okay. I can see your charts.
Okay,
yes.
guys. All right, we're going to roll it kind of quick today. Let's just real quickly here take a look at the numbers from around the world. These are the global markets. We're going to start here in the U.S. and they're cash markets. These are not the futures. Currently, the Dow is down 50 points. NASDAQ is down 41. It's a little over half of 1%. S&P 500 is down 7 points. And the Russell 2000 is down 5.5 points. In the commodity basket, crude oil up 26 cents. That's almost half of 1%, trading 57.42 last. And gold is down $2.30, trading 12.63.20 last. In the Asian markets, we've got a mixed bag with the Nikkei down 33 points at the close. Shanghai up 28 points, which is almost 1%, and the Hang Seng up 203 points at the close, which is a little more than half of 1%. Last but not least, we go to Europe, mixed there as well. At the close, the FTSE up 7 points, the DAX down 96 points, which is about 3/4 of 1%, and the CAC down 37 points, again about 3/4 of 1%. So we are mixed in Asia, mixed in Europe, and here at home we're just plain old red, except for the commodity basket where crude oil is green. All right, what was the recap of the recap, Mike? I don't think I asked you. I don't know if you're still there. You may be on the phone. I think you're on the phone. Okay, let me see if John is with us yet. Nope, he'll be along here momentarily. Mike asks, do you have a way to look into a company called Block Apps? Well, I'm familiar with the folks at Block Geeks because one of their head guys was on the show for an interview. Block Apps, more productivity and focus. Android apps on Google Play. Now, is that what you're referring to? Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I do have an Android phone somewhere, but I haven't seen it in a while. I need to track it down. But I'll take a look at it and see what it's all about. Okay. Let's take a look. What's happening out in the world today. It is yeah, hearts and prayers go out to those folks on that Amtrak train yesterday. I guess 3 lost their life, and the train, now I got 2 reports. The one I'm staring at right now says the train was going 80 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone. Yesterday when the news broke, it was stated it was going 82 miles an hour in an 80 mile per hour zone, and that was not uncommon because, you know, there's hills, uphills and downhills, and so sometimes it'll get a little ahead of 80 and sometimes a little behind 80. But this 30-mile-per-hour zone, I'm seeing that for the first time. Traders on Wall Street are cranking up their bets. The market's going to go higher. Traders are betting more and more that the stock market will soon snap out of its prolonged slumber. Slumber? This can be seen through a measure called SKEW, which looks at bullish CBOE volatility index or VIX options contracts compared with bearish ones. It's at its highest level in 2 years, having risen swiftly in recent weeks, indicating an expected volatility spike. I thought the word on the street was that it had just been on fire. The VIX increase that investors are wagering on could be an anomaly, at least compared with recent months. The so-called stock market fear gauge has set close to its lowest level on record for much of 2017, reflecting both a lack of concern and overall investor apathy as equities have reached all-time highs. And since the VIX moves in the opposite direction of the S&P 500 roughly 80% of the time, any sort of major increase in the fear index would most likely be accompanied by broad market weakness. Therefore, the wagers being made by traders suggest a growing uneasiness with stocks at current valuations. While these bullish VIX trades are just now hitting a multi-year high, a handful of volatility vigilantes have been betting on increased price swings for months. Perhaps the highest profile example has been 50 Cent, the formerly anonymous trader who has since been identified as someone from within the British firm Ruffer LLP, who has consistently purchased bite-sized chunks of options contracts, betting on a spike in volatility. And 50 Cent's exposure pales in comparison with that of a still unidentified volatility bull who has repeatedly rolled over a $260 million wager that stocks will finally see big movements. So while expectations of price swings are mounting, it's also important to note that all of this commotion may just be hedging activity. In other words, these traders might not be directionally bullish on the VIX and thereby bearish on stocks. They might just be trying to protect themselves. Regardless of the rationale, it's clear that traders are bracing for the inevitable return of volatility to the market, for better or worse. Because at the end of the day, when price swings start getting whipped up left and right, there's nothing scarier than being unprepared. All right, here is the Bitcoin chart of the day. This is a daily chart. Leg and a retrace and a leg and a retrace and a leg and a retrace. And will that next leg put us over the 20,000 mark? We shall see. Mike, also Dash Digital Cash. I'm familiar with Dash by name, but I've not really looked into it, but I'll try and do that for you today and see exactly what I come up with. Okay. All right, let me check for John. Okay, looks like he's not here yet. All right, we'll keep moving. Republicans launched the final push to pass their tax overhaul today with a vote in the House. The Senate is expected to follow by late today or tomorrow, with both votes expected to be along party lines. With a narrow 52-48 GOP majority in the Senate, the plan, which includes big tax cuts for corporations and the wealthiest Americans, appeared to be headed for trouble, but last-minute negotiations won over holdouts, including Senator Marco Rubio, Bob Corker, Susan Collins, and Mike Lee. The legislation is the biggest reworking of the federal tax code in 3 decades. It's 30 years. It permanently cuts the tax rate for corporations from 35% to 21% and reduces the top rate for the wealthy with more modest deductions for others. The legislation adds $1.46 trillion to deficits over the coming decade. President Trump unveiled his new national security strategy yesterday, presenting China and Russia as rivals seeking to challenge American power, influence, and interests, and attempting to erode American security and prosperity. Trump's policy statement additionally reflects the America First themes of his campaign, reversing Obama-era warnings about climate change and emphasizing the economic implications of U.S. foreign policy. In his comments yesterday, Trump called the strategy principled realism and explained, to succeed, we must integrate every dimension of our national strength and we must compete with every instrument of our national power. The White House issued a statement yesterday saying that Matthew Spencer Peterson, one of President Trump's judicial nominees, has withdrawn from consideration after enduring brutal questioning by Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana during his confirmation hearing. Asking highly specific questions about his experience, Peterson struggled to answer basic legal questions. He had been nominated to be a district judge for the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. In a letter to Trump, Peterson wrote that he was withdrawing from consideration because he felt he had become a distraction. Peterson is Trump's 3rd failed judicial nominee after the nominations of Brett Talley and Jeff Mateer also stalled. The U.S. is publicly blaming North Korea for the so-called WannaCry cyber attack that targeted major corporations, hospitals, and other institutions around the world last year. In an op-ed published in the Wall Street Journal on Monday, President Trump's Homeland Security Advisor, Tom Bossert, said the attack was widespread and cost billions, and North Korea is directly responsible. North Korea has acted especially badly, largely unchecked, for more than a decade, and its malicious behavior is growing more egregious. WannaCry was indiscriminately reckless. The announcement is seen as an attempt to hold North Korea publicly accountable, as its hacking and nuclear weapons capabilities pose a rising threat to the U.S. and its allies. Let's see, Mike says the Christian Baldwin brother, actor. I am familiar with that one, with him. He was on some reality show. Get Me Out of Here. I'm a Celebrity. It was a short-lived one-season thing. Anyway, he was on Fox Business Today and is invested in these. I brought up because his finance advisor got him in these two to get him into the crypto blockchain space. I'm not sure, Mike, something happened there, and it says invested in these, and you didn't, I don't see where it says what it was that he invested in. So if you've got that, share it with us, okay? Twitter yesterday suspended the accounts of several well-known white nationalists in a bid to weed out abusive content. One of the first accounts cut off was that of the far-right group Britain First, which frequently posted anti-Muslim posts. President Trump sparked controversy last month when he retweeted a post by one of the group's leaders. Probably not a good idea. The accounts of Franson and another Britain First leader, Paul Golding, also were suspended. Civil rights groups praised Twitter. Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, said the microblogging service had taken significant steps to tackle hate on their platform. The group Muslim Advocates also praised Twitter for removing violent and hateful accounts. It's the right thing to do, and I'm glad to see they did it. Okay, in the crypto news space today, let's just take a look. Okay, this is interesting because it has the name Thomson Reuters in the headline. Over 300,000 financial professionals working in asset management, hedge funds, or other institutions now have access to Bitcoin Cash data directly via their Thomson Reuters Icon platform. That's kind of a big deal. Over 300,000 finance professionals, from hedge funds to banks to you name it. Now that type of data feed is not cheap, by the way. Toronto headquartered multinational mass media and information firm Thomson Reuters has added Bitcoin Cash to its Bloomberg Terminal Challenger platform. It's called Icon, E-I-K-O-N. Bitcoin Cash has thus become only the third cryptocurrency to list on the platform, following Bitcoin and Ethereum. This development can be seen as a reaction to Bloomberg, which recently expanded its Bitcoin coverage on the terminal and added Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin feeds to its service. Bitcoin Cash has been getting more and more adoption recently, with the latest major example being BitPay. The largest Bitcoin payment processor in the world announced just a couple of days ago that it will start processing BCH payments for invoices and debit loads. Looks like you load your debit card. Now, if you're not familiar with this platform, Icon, E-I-K-O-N, it's Thomson Reuters' flagship financial information platform. Like the information component of Bloomberg's professional service, it was launched back in 2010 and is estimated to cost between $300 to $1,800 per month per desk. And the fluctuation depends upon the total number of systems that a user licenses. So a big institution with maybe 100 traders, they're going to get a discount. The platform is connected to more than 400 exchanges and over-the-counter traded markets and over 70 direct exchange feeds delivered via low-latency data feed. It also offers connectivity to deep liquidity pools with over 80 providers and more than 1,300 institutional clients, plus Forex market pricing from over 2,000 contributing sources and 175 fiat currencies. Wow, that's a whole lot of data and pretty big. It's another one of those what I've called stamps of approval, I suppose, like the CBOE and the CME. Now Thomson Reuters is climbing on board. India, on the other hand, is in the midst of a crypto crackdown. Wealthy Bitcoiners are targeted, startups scrutinized. It's been a busy week for the government of India concerning cryptocurrencies. After it raided exchanges, it is now actively investigating wealthy Bitcoiners through the Income Tax Department of India. In addition to roustings and investigations, the Securities and Exchange Board of India announced new scrutiny initiatives regarding initial coin offerings. Those individuals and entities whose records were recovered by the department are now being probed under tax evasion charges. Notices are being issued, and they will have to pay capital gains tax on the Bitcoin investments and trades. According to various reports, still more surveys are in the process of being sent out to India's cryptocurrency exchanges, asking about the trading habits of its high net worth individuals. Roughly 500,000 customers it suspects of failing to pay tax. Now guys, this is something that you need to get together with your accountant, CPA on. If you have realized gains, in other words, you bought some Bitcoin, for example, and it ran up, and then you sold it and you had a profit, well, you owe taxes on that profit. Okay, don't step over $100 bills to pick up pennies. Okay, I know that in the beginning the whole big thing about Bitcoin was how it was anonymous and all of that. Well, yeah, maybe there is some anonymity, but you don't want to mess with that. If you have profits, be thankful and report them. All right. Otherwise, somebody will probably come knocking at your door. For the big news out there, here's one more, and then we're going to go to the alerts from last night. It appears public companies have found a new way to attract investors to their stocks, implying they are becoming a part of the booming Bitcoin market. A third company listed on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, TASE, has now announced a new connection to Bitcoin, and in response, it has seen the price of its stock skyrocket. This comes despite the best efforts of the Israeli regulator at preventing Bitcoin-related firms affecting TASE trading. This morning, a solar energy technology company, Apollo Power, APLP, announced it carried out a successful test of mining cryptocurrency with the system it's developing. By basically just mining an insignificant amount of Ether for a few hours with solar power, the company was able to push its stock value up 150% in early trading. The CEO even had the audacity to say that the technology will revolutionize the electricity market in comparison to Bitcoin. Yesterday, an apps promotion company, Apply Advanced Mobile Technologies, announced that it will launch a new Bitcoin-related marketing platform. Its stock shot up 170% immediately and ended the day 250% higher. The company only had to say it signed an agreement with an unnamed third party to develop a platform for marketing, distributing, and referring customers to blockchain and digital currencies, trading systems, and platforms. Sparking the regional trend was Natural Resource Holdings, a precious metals company whose stock price jumped 3,750% earlier this month after it announced a switch to mining not precious metals, but cryptocurrencies. This trend of companies from completely different fields claiming a newfound love for Bitcoin is of course not limited just to Israeli public traded firms. On Thursday, Rich Cigars Incorporated, a Texas-based cigar company promoted by DJ Khaled, who's the guy that sings that dumb broke whatever song I think we talked about the other day. It's switching its name to Intercontinental Technology. The company says this was done to reflect a strategic shift to a new direction, including aggressive and immediate mining of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The penny stock jumped in response from 31 cents to as high as 89 cents on the same day. So this all comes with a caveat. Be careful, all right? Just because a company ties their name to cryptocurrency doesn't necessarily mean You get my point. Do your due diligence. Check out the company. If it's obvious all they're trying to do is run up their stock price, I would be very, very cautious. If it looks, smells, and tastes like a legitimate kind of deal, then do some more due diligence and proceed with caution. That's the best advice that I can give you. Okay, last night on our Concierge Trade Alerts, I put it out there once for you to get a snapshot of, but here it is again. If anybody wants to do a screen grab, there it is. Now, I told John that we were going to be moving quick today. So, John, if you're listening, I can't open up your mic because I don't see it there. Okay. All right. Last night, when the email went out to the Concierge Trade Alert clients, we said to consider selling 2688, which triggered here. We were also willing to be long if the market could show strength and get above 2703, which did not happen. And I guess I might as well tell you that there is a weekly trading zone at 2700/2701. Normally, I don't move the zones until Thursday for the general public. Of course, partners get the zones first thing Monday morning, 6:15 a.m. Eastern. And then I reveal them to the community at large, usually on Thursday. But since we won't be here Friday, I will do it tomorrow. Okay? All right. So that's the S&P. We should now, so any zones that you see would be last week's zones. So let's go take a look at the Dow. Okay. Now yesterday we had a nice 140 point run up. Last night we said to consider buying 24,845, and that would be right here. Yeah. Okay. 24,845. That means this needs to come up there. All right. So not a huge move, and price came back to try to test the important price, important area, missed it by 2 ticks. And so from 845 we hit 880, so that would be 35 points per contract. The Dow pays $5 per point, and we never get out at the swing high or swing low. Why is that? Because we trail our stop. And when you trail your stop and let the market take you out, well, you're always going to leave a little something on the table. We also said if you get the opportunity, consider selling 24,755. Sometimes you say things you wish you hadn't said. No. It's always our best work, and sometimes there's more to it. Yesterday was just an incredible day. 24,7, oh, it's 755. Which means if you triggered into that, you're very possibly still in the trade. Okay, because on a Concierge Trade Alert, which is discretionary trading, we don't like to risk more than $300 per contract. And this looks like it would be roughly about $250. So, however, this initial trigger would have had your stop up here, where the second trigger would have had your stop right about here. Can you see the difference? So, not much more to talk about there. So we'll just move on. We'll go to the Russell. Okay. And on the Russell, we said to consider selling 1541. We haven't got there. We were also willing to buy 1563. We didn't get there either. So the Russell, after a nice run up yesterday, we're back to last week's zone at 45.46. Is that also this week? Oh, one right by it, but not this week. All right, crude oil. We are now in the G contract. And last night, consider buying 57.55. Another perilous move. These days happen. It's the truth about trading. I show them to you, whether they go flying over the outfield fence or not. Yeah, chances are you probably just got stopped out. The sell side of that trade was 57.20, and we haven't got there yet. In Q. Oh, the mighty has fallen. Okay, in Q. Consider selling 65.26. Looks like that's going to be our money maker. Oh, dude, come on. 65.26. Okay. Now the NQ pays $20 a point. Oh, there's John. Hey, John, welcome to the show.
Hi there.
Good to have you with us.
Thanks. It's been a dramatic day so far today.
Yes, sir. It has.
We've been pretty active, but I got to tell you, we kind of nailed it this morning. Sold the Nasdaq right up at the high, and we just covered it actually at I think it was 68, 64, 80, 82 or 85. I can't remember which, but anyway, it's one of those two. And it's rallying a bit now. Might be done going down for the day actually. The rest of the market took a while to get going, but we ended up selling the Dow when it was up about 40 or 50 actually. Sold the S&P when it was up 2 or 3, and we've just covered everything just a short while ago. We had a bit of fun with this GBTC. Yesterday it got up to about 34.60, and we sold it at 34.55 and shorted it effectively, if you can get short. And we covered it $700 lower. Can you believe that? We covered in reverse $700 lower, up around 26.50 or somewhere like that.
So what's this thing trading at? What's it trading at?
Well, it's rallied all the way back. So we're taking about 1,500 out of this thing today, honest to God. we got up at 700 on the way down, and it looks like we got 700 on the way back. Actually a bit more because we traded in and out a bit. It just looks like it's going to go to a new high. This is the insanity of this Bitcoin stuff.
Yeah, we were just talking about companies out there. As soon as they put out a press release that says they're literally thinking about cryptocurrency, their stock price shoots up, and that's not good. That's not good. Let's face it.
Well, one of them got what you call it, suspended today. It's called it's CWW or something like that. The Bitcoin, the crypto company. It's called the crypto company. I forget the symbol now, but I think that was part of the reason why this GBTC sell-off sold off. But seemingly they've thrown caution to the wind again, and we're back up. And there's staggering amount of volume going through this thing. It's just, I mean, Riot. You know that Riot? We've traded in and out of that a few times today. We actually sold it yesterday, both at 38 and 49, 45, and we covered it. I don't know, maybe 37 today. Covered and reversed.
Are you familiar with? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It got back up to the highs. We sold it again, and now it's now it looks like it could fall. You know, maybe the highs are in on this thing, but you know, I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, if we start going back above 42, 43 again, it might still go higher. So but this other thing, the BT, I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but it's just unbelievable, the story behind this thing. GBTC, sorry. It's just hitting a new high right now.
Okay, the one I was going to ask you about, it's called Natural Resource Holdings. Now, I announced this on the show when the press release came out. They're a precious metals company who earlier this month announced that they were switching from mining precious metals to mining cryptocurrencies.
Yeah,
3,750% jump. I don't know where it's at today. I've got the name Natural Resource Holdings, but I don't have the symbol.
Yeah, this market looks like it's rallying now into the vote that's coming this afternoon. So there's just been a bit of a shakeout. Only lasted half a day, and already the markets are heading back higher, and the VIXs are selling off. So the VIXs didn't rally today. They didn't get any bounce really. That's a kind of a sign that the market was just in a kind of a shakeout mode. One of the reasons why the market is getting knocked down is that the bonds have tanked. I think the reality of the tax cut is finally impacting interest rates. So, this is a pretty severe fall in the bonds in the last couple of days. We actually shorted it.
Man, last night's email said to consider selling 152.31.
Yeah, we actually sold it a couple of days ago at 54 and 154, and it has, and we have a buy stop above the market right now, but it hasn't been hit yet. It might actually be a bit of a buy here. It might be turning. The other stuff that's going on, orange juice continues to fall. Lumber got up to the 440 area. It's coming back down again. And I think this run in lumber is done. The Bitcoin, what's the last on the Bitcoin right now?
Well, let me show you. I'll drag a chart over, and there we are. Leg and a retrace, and a leg and a retrace, a leg and a retrace. And we kind of got a double top going here. So we need this next leg to kick in. I had discussed that I thought we would break 20,000 for the first time Sunday night. We did not, but we came, the actual high was 19,891. So we're talking $109.
Yeah, the fact that we're rebounding now. This was a three-way pullback from the recent high, and the fact that we're rebounding is positive. At least, if we were to turn down and take out the recent lows, that would be bad. we may be doing that. We're starting to come off again. So
every time we've seen a major milestone like 5,000, 10,000, there always seems to be some hesitation and some pullback, and then once it finally breaks through, it has kind of a snowball effect. So, not saying that's going to happen this time, but it's certainly a possibility. You know, we'll wait and see.
What price are you showing right now?
Hang on, I'll go back to it. Guys, while I'm on the bonds here, let me just show you that the email last night said to consider selling 152.31. Right there is $1,000 for the day. That's at 151.31. If it gets down to 150.31, well, that would be quite a. Now let's just say if you got any of that, congratulations. You had a nice evening. Okay. Current price that I show, John, is $18,360.
Yeah, I'm showing 18,196. But
I show the high of the day today of this session being 19,099. The low 17,763. It opened at 19,039. And we're currently at 18,350. So we're well off the lows of the day.
Yeah, the telltale thing last night was its inability to get above 19,000. See, they tried a few times.
Yeah.
And then it turned down, and actually the futures also turned down. So this is considering all the hype and everything that's been going on the last few days, the fact that this thing couldn't go up, in my view, is not very good. And if we start taking out that 1750, I think this thing is curtains. Honest to God, if it breaks down below,
you see my horizontal line.
Hold on. Yeah.
The horizontal line. Okay. Now,
yeah.
From the left, I'm touching a wick on that green candle. And then as you come across, you see where it was resistance. Then there's resistance, 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 and as it came back to that exact same area, follow the little dotted line, or the dashed line, it hit it and bounced, pulled back, and so this looks, because if you had handed me, this chart without this part, just seeing this and this, okay, I would have looked for there to be support in this area. It's dipped a little bit deeper. It's embraced this area here. So, yeah,
if it breaks down, if you get a kind of an impulse wave to the downside from here, and it doesn't hold that 17,500 area, I think this thing is in serious trouble. To be honest with you, it's kind of breaking an uptrend line already there. And the fact that the futures open on the high and sold off, considerably, 10% effectively, it's not a very good start to the life of this. Well,
look at this parabolic move on a weekly chart. I mean, this thing, if it doesn't retrace, then it becomes unbelievable. I mean, a pullback here into the $14,000, $15,000 range, yeah, that would be very exciting, because it would show me a healthy market, and it would be a incredible buying opportunity. So somebody wanted me to check on Ether. So here is Ethereum versus the US dollar. That's weekly. Let me take it. Look at that week right there. Now let me take it back to daily. There we go. And that's Ethereum versus the US dollar. I think I got into that one. Right around 300, I believe it was. So that's done well. That's done well. And somebody asked this morning about Dash. So let's see what Dash is doing. Wow. Dash is trading strong. Wait. That says US dollar. Okay. All right.
For the record, we're getting a sell signal on that GBTC right here. So
GBTC. Okay. And that's the Bitcoin
the
company.
crazy one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one with the unbelievable run up. Right. Okay. Gotcha. And so the vote on the tax cut, I mean, is it in the bag? I mean, is it a done deal? Do we have anything to be concerned or worried about?
On what?
When they vote on the tax.
Yeah, no, it looks
issue.
pretty good. Looks pretty good.
Okay. All right. Let's see. You've heard that the Trump administration thinks North Korea was behind the WannaCry attack, the one that hit hospitals. The man arrested over the murder of a British diplomat in Lebanon was an Uber driver. Apple let a fake version of a major game slip into the App Store. Wow, that's unusual. They are so careful. Kaspersky Lab filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration, striking back against the ban on its software. The U.S. federal government banned its agencies from using Kaspersky software in September. Well, all things said, I think that was a good idea. It's supposedly very good software, but it is from Russia, and many of us are old enough to remember the Cold War and all that came with it. And Google has reportedly suspended an artificial intelligence researcher for alleged sexual misconduct. The suspension came after a female Google employee published a Medium post last week. Boy, this has been the year for everything from the sex scandals to the cryptocurrency. This has been a big year. They say, well, this is one for the history books. I think this year deserves its own book.
By the way, the metals are actually acting pretty good. Yeah, I want to just tell people, if we sort of break down below 1250 again, I think there's a possibility we could go all the way down to 1220 or even 1200. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying that if we were to break down from this formation for any reason, just to go down and test that 1200, that would be probably be a phenomenal buying opportunity, and it might create a better positive divergence buy signal versus the silver if the silver didn't break down and held its maybe holds the 15 3/4, something like that. On the other hand, the performance so far of the and you could always have platinum go down and make a double bottom as well, because it came off the lows very fast, and although it looks like a very good bottom, that these things have a habit of surprising people. So but if we start getting above 1275 and the silver sort of 1650, I think you can probably surmise that the lows are in on the metals, and actually the nugget is not acting too badly. It might be giving a buy signal here. I'm not sure yet. The dust also is been quite strong here in the last couple of days. It's bounced off this recent lows. So 15 on the JNUG is a very important level, and 20, 28, 20 upwards of 28 on the nugget. If you start taking out those numbers, and again with the gold stocks, see, the gold stocks aren't acting that great either. Still problems with Royal Gold, and so there you can't, given between now and sort of mid-January or February, we could have one final dip down on the gold, but I think after that it could get very, very bullish. and the gold may be, temporarily impacted by these bonds falling the way they are. The gold may be succumbing to that as well.
Mike says, John, I'm seeing a great technical chance of gold testing at 1200 on the weekly chart. What do you think?
He agrees. That? In other words, he agrees with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the other thing is, yesterday the grains, I actually went long the grains yesterday. That was one of my mistakes. It came back a bit, but then overnight it rallied back up. So we actually got out just about where we got in without too much pain, and now we're short again. So the grains are actually breaking down. And this is one of the reasons why I think the gold could come under pressure here. There just might be another wipeout in the grains, between now and maybe the spring, which might, and given that a lot of the commodities, I mean, look at orange juice, lumber, actually going down as we speak, coffees in the doghouse, and cocoa's not much better. So all of these commodities are kind of, not. I mean, it's amazing, considering the amount of money that's being pumped in the system, that these asset prices aren't higher. So, that may further, because at the end of the day, if the commodity index is down, it could potentially drag the metals down with it. And we've seen these things with platinum. We've seen these great rallies, and a few times we thought we were going to be over 1,000, and I mean we just rallied from 875 to 920, and if we break down from here again, that would be trouble again for the platinum. So platinum, very, I'm not saying it hasn't been super impressive in the last couple of days. It's been a great trade. We've got long all of these things near the lows, and right now we're back short. And so, we'll see, because I think if the market rallies here this afternoon, that might pressure the gold as well. So.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to cover?
Well, did you hear Trump's speech yesterday?
Well, I read part of it this morning. I didn't hear it as he delivered it. What did you think?
I thought it was a great speech. I mean, it's a lot of very, very good things in there, and I thought it was uplifting. His polls are up a little bit today. And this CNN poll, this thing about 32%, that's just absolute garbage. It's just nonsense, because the Rasmussen poll is the only one that's worth anything, and it's at 43 right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he hits 45 here in the next few days. The NBC poll came out, had him around 41 or 43 actually, 43. And some of these other polls are showing him upwards of 50. And don't forget, you got all these people on Twitter that keep joining every day. You've got the 2 million jobs he created. I mean, they're basically Trump voters. And then there's the army, the veterans, all the good things he's done there. And the military, he must have tremendous support among law enforcement. So most of law enforcement. So, that's what a lot of people aren't counting. And a lot of those are, they go back and ask the old Trump voters, and there's a few dissenters here and there, but he may be winning a lot of new voters behind the scenes. And actually, this one of the most uplifting things I saw yesterday was this Jamie Palaveras, I think his name is, the head of the Hispanic commerce community, or whatever it is. He sort of dumped Trump back in March, and he couldn't say enough good things about Trump last night. So he's a convert, and a very strong one for that man. He says, look, anybody who's not for this tax bill is kind of brain dead, and he's trying to sway the Democrats to vote for it. So this guy's a real trooper.
Well, I saw a piece on the news last night that it said some of the Trump naysayers are slowly changing their tune.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if he wins a few points, with this Mueller deal, that could help him a lot too. So we'll see. But I think he's, this speech yesterday kind of really, it was very uplifting. I think, but of course, the CNN spent all night picking away at it and picking holes in it as usual.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't fault it. It was an excellent speech, and it really gave a very good account of everything he's done, of a lot of the things he's done this year. I mean, he's met 100 world leaders. 100. That's half the world, or at least the important half. Put it that way. Right. The rest of them are probably also Rands. He got a fantastic reception in China, like nobody ever got before. He got a fantastic reception in Saudi Arabia. Nobody ever did that before, and in Poland also. And he didn't get a bad reception from the NATO either, for that matter. So, and I think he's pretty popular over there right now. I mean, the European populism is actually growing stronger and stronger, which means it's more pro-Trumpers coming out of the woodwork. And there's a few things I wish he'd explain some things a bit better sometimes. He should emphasize why this Paris deal is a ripoff. I mean, why should the U.S. pay $3 billion, I think it is, like 10 years before anybody else throws anything into the pot? Why do you think it wouldn't want to back out of a deal like that? And now you're hearing about this. The DEA were called off from going after Hezbollah. I mean, how rotten is that? That's just that's. And this Arthur Laffer, who's a good guy, the former Reagan tax cut guru, he explained this mandate. I mean, I don't know why Trump doesn't really bring this up in every speech, because it is such a ripoff, this mandate. You have to pay something to get nothing. I mean, that's, as he says, it's totally un-American. These poor people, they can't get $200 to rub together, and they got to pay a fine for not getting insurance. That's just it's an absolute outrage, and I think he should be hammering Obama on that every single day, just the same as he should be hammering Obama, because they all say, "Oh, Obama helped defeat ISIS." That's nonsense. ISIS was growing right up until Obama left a year ago. It was still growing. I mean, it's been growing under his whole watch. He's been whistling past the graveyard and sleepwalking around the White House, and he's got blood on his hands, because all those poor people who got killed by ISIS are all his fault, because he could have nipped it in the bud from day one and didn't. And you know why. So
well,
and Trump just came in and snuffed them out in a heartbeat, and well done. Job well done. And he didn't gloat about it either.
Well, cheers.
That is a real scourge on this earth that's been eliminated, and I hope they're gone forever.
Yeah, I can only hope so too.
Yeah.
But that's not a talking point,
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, John, anything else you want to add?
No, listen, have a great afternoon. Thanks again for the invite. And metals are picking up a little bit here. So we'll see how the day finishes up. But thanks again.
Well, thank you, John. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, for the last...
Great.
Yes.
One thing I forgot to mention, there was some news came out on Santa Fe yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It's very good news, and the stock is responding well today.
I'm going to bring that up.
Pretty International Investment Group, basically doubling their investment from $2.5 to $5 million is pretty impressive.
It is. Absolutely. Let me just bring up the press release real quick. I know I've got it right here. There we go. Okay, for those
these are people who've done incredibly well in the past. I mean, this guy made like 30 times on his last deal and about 100 times on a deal before that. So he's a very, very smart investor. And I think that he sees huge, obviously, if he's doubled his position from 2.5 to 5 million, he sees tremendous upside in this company.
Okay, guys, Santa Fe Gold. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, that was our #1 pick for the year. Santa Fe Gold, and we announced that back in December of last year. Santa Fe Gold receives additional $2.42 million investment from private overseas investment group, effectively doubling their stake in the company to $5 million. Let's see. Here's comments from the president and CEO, Tom Laws. This continues to reflect a very strong commitment and high confidence in the future of Santa Fe Gold, coming from a well-regarded investment source as the company rapidly progresses towards the restart of production. Per our recently announced plans around proposed asset acquisitions and production ramp-up anticipated to begin in early 2018. In addition, I continue to be impressed with the high level of strong investment interest from entities with considerable knowledge and experience in the precious and industrial metals mining space. It is anticipated this will broaden Santa Fe Gold's market exposure to a much wider audience, allowing more investors to express their interest in the company as we communicate further progress on our expected very positive new and ongoing developments over the coming weeks. Following the release of our September 2016 quarterly financial report filed with the SEC earlier this morning, reflecting all company developments up to Monday, December 18th, we expect to file the remainder of the 2017 accordingly, which will allow us to move to a new higher exchange soon thereafter. So again, guys, SFEG, do your due diligence, and if you would like, now this research report, a 150-page research report, which I sent out to all who requested it. Copy of it, just keep in mind it's a year old. Just send an email to gold@cfrn.net, and in the subject line just say copy of the report, please, and I'll shoot it off to you. What side am I on, Mike? Right now I'm on Yahoo Finance. I usually go there first just to grab, you know, press releases, etc. Okay, all right, John. Well, thanks for bringing that to our attention, and we look forward to talking with you again tomorrow. I think I lost him. Okay. So for 3 days we've been talking about doing what God has told you to do. Day 4. Remember, we've been focusing on Noah, who built this boat, ark if you will, the length of 1.5 football fields in the desert, and up until that point it had never even rained. Genesis 6:8, Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Now you may ask, well, what is this favor of God that I hear so much about? It's God doing for you what you cannot do for yourself. It opens doors of opportunity. It turns opposition into support. It can help you land a promotion, make the list, or even seal the deal. The Bible says in Luke 2:52, Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and men. Note, just as you can grow in wisdom and stature, you can also grow in favor with God and men. So instead of being content with the level of favor you currently enjoy, ask God for an increase. So you ask, how do I find favor? Well, obedience. God loves obedience more than sacrifice. It begins by surrendering your life. Psalm 84:11. no good thing does he withhold from those who walk uprightly. And God's favor is not limited to the spiritual realm. It extends to the material realm as well. In Noah's life, it translated into ingenious inventions. He didn't just build the first boat and pioneer the shipbuilding industry. He also made many technical discoveries. According to Jewish tradition, Noah invented the plow, the scythe, the hoe, and a number of other implements used for cultivating the ground. The favor of God translates into good ideas. And if you walk in the Spirit and not in the flesh, you can spot those who the favor of God has fallen upon. It's almost like a glow. And you just want to stand next to them, hoping some of it's going to spill over on you. Doesn't matter what you do, God wants to help you do it, if it lines up with His Word. He wants to favor your business plan, your manuscript, your lesson plan, your legal brief, your sales pitch, your trading. But you've got to position yourself for that favor by acting in obedience and walking uprightly. If you are willing to give God the glory, He will bless you beyond your ability and beyond your resources. It is supernatural. Remember, Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Genesis 6:8. And so can you. So can you. Okay, guys, that is going to do it for today, this Tuesday, the 19th day of December, 2017. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, by the way, I got a ton of the CT Global coin certificates out this morning. If you're waiting on one, the balance should get out today. I'm starting to go cross-eyed staring at these two different screens. But it's getting done. And if you have any questions about anything, you can email us support@cfrn.net, support@christiantraders.com. Call us at 949-423-6464. Once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.